and welcome to Clay Nation Racing's first podcast. I am not a podcaster. I'm not much of anything. I'm just a guy who enjoys racing in the racing scene here in Eastern Tennessee and has a race car. Doesn't have a win yet, but enjoys it very much. So, who am I? I go by MerF. That's what you can call me. I drive the 57F car. I used to drive a classic, and now I have a street stock. I've only got one race on the street stock so far, and that was at 411 Motor Speedway, and it didn't go all that well, but it wasn't a disaster either, so it was okay. Before that, I was the announcer at Volunteer Speedway during the reign of Landon Stallard when he was running the show, when he was promoting the track. So that was from 2019 through 2020. So for 2 years, I was the announcer there at Volunteer. I've also helped out at Kingsport Speedway occasionally because I actually live right up the road from Kingsport. If I liked asphalt as much as I like dirt racing, I'd be there more, but I like dirt racing. As far as my day job, I'm a software systems engineer. I do geeky computer stuff all day. And I live here in Eastern Tennessee. My tracks are Volunteer Speedway, 411 Motor Speedway, Smoky Mountain Speedway, I-75 Raceway, and Tazewell Speedway. Those are the tracks that I have actually raced at. Because with the classics, there was a very limited number of tracks that you could actually be on. But my goal is to branch out a little bit. I want to try Mountain View Raceway, Crossville, Harris Speedway, probably not Lancaster because it's so big. Same with Wytheville. Those are just too big of tracks for what I'm interested in. But Travelers Rest and Cherokee. Did I say Cherokee? And then wherever else, I want to explore. Go more around the Carolinas and northern Georgia, maybe even make a trip down to Florida, which is where I'm originally from, but I have been up here for 6 years now. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick introduction of who I am, what my goal is. My YouTube channel is Clay Nation Racing. It was just the 57F Racing, but then I noticed that I was paying attention to other people as much as I was paying attention to my own car. And I like covering just all the racing at all the tracks as opposed to just me. So I figured, make the channel a little bit more generic. I shared screen time on my first race with the street stock with the Crown Vics that were helping me out. And I have lots of races of the classics over the last couple of years already uploaded on the channel. And then Smoky Mountains Hunt the Front race. I was not participating in that. I didn't have my car yet, but I recorded it and shared it. So, and then this past weekend at Volunteer Speedway was a big race. And again, my car's not ready. I need a better gear in it. But I went and hung out with the street stocks on Thursday and Jensen Ford and his team on Friday and blogged it. So the point is now the channel is more generic. It's more everybody clay racing as I've decided to call it. So what is the plan for this channel or this podcast? I don't know. I just figured I gotta start it somehow. So here's me starting it. But my goal, what I think I want to do, is have a recap episode on Mondays, which would be tonight. And then that would be available either overnight Monday or Tuesday morning. I'm not quite sure because I've never published a podcast before, and get that out. And then that'll just be a recap of whatever races happened the previous weekend. Just, who won where, what kind of drama there may have been, any excitement, any good news, any bad news. And then a second episode later in the week for the preview of what's coming up the following weekend or the following week, depending on how big of a race it is. So I'm thinking that the Monday night recap episode will be between 5 and 10 minutes because I'm only really going to be covering the most immediate tracks, which are, again, Volunteer, 411, Smoky Mountain, I-75, Tazewell, Mountain View, maybe Crossville, and maybe Wytheville. So that'll be about all I cover there. So that shouldn't be too big of an episode. And then on the Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, evening episode, which would release Friday morning, that would be, again, a more comprehensive what's happening, deep dive into some news and some events, or guest stars, try to interview some folks. I'm thinking, I've got a pretty good relationship with a lot of the announcers around here, including some of the national guys like Cody Early. Try to get him here, or just race teams throughout the week, just highlight a certain team, or maybe track promoters, maybe series guys. I don't know. Just depends. Depends on how this goes. Right now, it's just having some fun. So this is all I'm going to say for now, and I'm going to plan out the next episode, but I just want to see how to publish this one and go from there. So again, thanks a lot. Clay Nation Racing is the YouTube channel. That's the main way I'm getting out. I do have a Discord. I'll probably set it up and make it available for communicating with me, but not yet. Just trying to figure this out one step at a time first. And other than that, this upcoming 4th of July weekend, I will not be in town. The family's all meeting down in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm going to go down there with them. So I'll be out this weekend for any sort of racing activities, and obviously it's the 4th of July on Thursday, so I'm not going to record anything or put anything out on that. I'll be out of town. I'll be on vacation. So I get a vacation on my very first week of podcasting. How about that? All right, but thanks again, and I'll see you.